Want to beat the market? Easy. Just hire the Baltimore Stockbroker. The Baltimore Stockbroker, you ask? Yes, the Baltimore Stockbroker. Let's dive into this. This is fun. All right, this will be a fun video. You'll enjoy it, so hang tight. So my man Greg writes in, he says, I've studied market-beating funds. They typically have a hot streak that boosts their annualized performance going back over time. Yep. If you didn't own it before the streak, and especially after the streak ends, which is probably most people, you didn't get anything special. I'd actually even argue worse than that, because the streak is what propelled it to the top. If you weren't part of it, sucks for you. Even if you owned it before the streak, you had to suffer a long period of mediocre performance. He gives us the example of the Fairhome Fund. It was a 2000 to 2010 fund of the decade, but it's been a turd ever since. I still think market-beating stuff is illusion. Give 100 fund managers a quarter and have them flip it 100 times. At least one of them will get 20 heads in a row, and the financial industry will profess they have special powers. Yep. All right, so let me go over what the Baltimore Stockbroker is. It's actually man, where did I come up? Where did I hear about this? Like 90s from who was it? I can't remember. I was reading something on a long time ago about Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett. Was it McKeel? I forgot. Anyway, someone said, you know, why is there always a Peter Lynch and why is there always a Warren Buffett? And somebody said, maybe it was Burt McKeel, said there's always going to be a guy statistically above the shoulders of everybody else. Not because of genius, just because basic statistics. There's always going to be that one guy who's outperformed. The problem is you don't know who that one guy is in advance. That's the issue when it comes to beating the market. You don't know who that guy is in advance. And you can look in hindsight and say Peter Lynch did it. You cannot extrapolate that to say he will do it. You just can't, man. It's stupid. It literally was dumb because you're sitting there thinking all the evidence in the world would suggest the otherwise. Because he's a high flyer, his time is over, essentially. And Chris Davis from Davis New York Venture Fund talked about that quite a bit back 10, 15 years ago. Just show you, look, outside performance is based on two things and two things only. A high level of concentration and a high level of risk taking. That's it. That's it. There's no other way around that. And unfortunately, you don't know if that high level of concentration and high level of risk taking is going to pay off until it's too late. All right, so let's talk about the Baltimore Stockbroker. So here's a guy who sends 10,000 letters to 10,000 prospects. All right, so you got 10,000. He says, I'm sending 10,000 letters to 10,000 prospects. All right, 5,000 prospects are going to get stock A, and 5,000 can get stock B. All right, hope that makes sense. Stock A outperforms, stock B underperforms. All right, so this is B, this is A. All right, so he sends 10,000 letters. 5,000 get stock A, 5,000 get stock B. Or you can even say market timing. Let's just use that instead. We'll say markets go up, markets go down. All right, so he'll say, look at me. We'll make it even simpler. We'll say up market, down. All right, it'll make it simpler. So in this case, you got 10,000 letters. 5,000 get the prediction the markets will go up. 5,000 get the prediction that the market go down. All right, well, the market does one of those two things. It goes up or down. So we're just going to say the 5,000 who got the up market, we're proven right. The 5,000 got the down market, we're proven incorrectly. All right, so now we have 2,500 each. 2,500 are predicted the market will go up. 2,500 predicted the market will go down. So he started with 10,000. 5,000 was duds. He's left with 5,000. He says 2,500. He's going to split. We'll say he's going to predict the market goes up. 2,500, the market goes down. All right, and so in this case, the market went up again. So those 2,500 people are now sitting there thinking they lost money, but there's still 2,500 people who've made money on both predictions. All right, so now he says, hey, I'm going to predict the market goes up and goes down for 12,150. All right, so now he's saying, look, I predict the market's going to go up for 1,250. I predict the market's going to go down for 1,250. And lo and behold, it goes down this time. So now it's even better. So now he's 3 for 3. All right, so he started with 10,000. He's down to 12,050, 1,250. And 1,250 people, if they listened to him, made money 3 out of 3 times. So now he says, now we got 1,250 divided by 2. What is that? 1250 divided by 2. Oops, divided by 2 is 625. So now we got 625. Now he says the market is going to go up again. All right. So 625 people have been told by this guy 4 for 4. The market goes up, the market goes down. It went up, up, down, up, just like he predicted. Just like he predicted. So 625 or 4 for 4. Like, man, every time I get a letter from this guy, he's telling me the market's going to go a direction, and it goes that direction. I'm going to have to listen to him. So now we got divided by 2. So we got 312 people. All right. 312. He says, this time I think the market is going to go down. All right. So now you got 5,000, 2,500, 1,250, 625, 312. 312 people were told the market would go the direction it did went. They're 5 for 5, 312 people. All right, now we take that, divide by 2. Now we're down, 312, divide by 2. Now we're down to 156. And he's going to say it's going to go down again. Now 156 people, again, are what, 6, 7 for 7, 6 for 6, something like that. And we're going to take one more. Now he's down to 78 people. And he says the market's going to go up. 78 people are now told the market's going to go up. They're like 8 for 8. Now you divide by one more, and we got, what's that, 34? No, it's 39, right? Divide by 2, 39? Yeah, it's 39. So now he's down to his last. 39 people. Only 39 people will be correct. And that's all he cares about. Those 39 people, 10 for 10. He told them the market's going to go up, and it did 10 for 10. 10 for 10 times. Now, the interesting about these 39 people is in an ideal world, in a vacuum, they don't know the other 9,961 people were also got solicited wrongly. They only know that they got solicited correctly 10 out of 10 times. They don't know there's over 9,000 people who got solicited wrongly. They don't know that. So they're ignorant of his past failures. They just hear, oh my goodness, he's up, he's up, he's up. Every time he sends me something, he's up. Do you not think if that were you, you'd be like, I'm going to throw him a bone? I mean, why not? He's been 10 for 10. Even if he's wrong half the time going forward, I mean, he'll still be, he'll still be 15 and 5. Even if he's wrong half the time going forward. Does that make sense? So he's 10 and 0, 10 predictions, 10 successes. Even if he's wrong 5 times out of the next 10, he'll still be, his track record will be, he'll have a 15 and 5 record, which is incredible. Except the problem is you didn't make any money in the first 10. You're right back to even odds. You're 5 and 5. That's it. Never mind all the fees you put in there. It's just that simple. Bogle did a study a long time ago, and I wish I could. I did a video, one of my first videos I ever did. I wonder if I could find that. Yeah, I can't remember. It's a blog post, but it wasn't before I even doing videos. It's a blog post, and I'd never archived. I wish I would have. Anyway, point being is it showed that the markets, mutual funds, what they'll do is they'll have these. I can't remember. I'm gonna butcher this, but they have all these funds in the back office essentially. And they're looking at it. They're looking at what the performance does. So they got Fund A, Fund B, Fund C, Fund D, and stuff like that. Not taking the market, no perspectives or anything, but basically what it is they bring to the market the funds that did better than the market, and the funds that did worse than the market they never touch. They never bring to the market. And that way they can say, look, our track record on this fund was up well above the market. And thus they can bring it to the market, and they have a compliance and the SEC and the prospectus and all that. And say it's true. Our track record on this portfolio was outperforming the market. But what do they tell you is there's 4 or 5 other duds in there that never get talked about, as if they don't exist. Survivability, what they call survivor bias, is crazy. Anyway, you can't follow this crap, man. You just can't. Beating the market is such a clown show. I mean, it's just. The only way to beat the market is to be concentrated in your portfolio, which means taking risk. That's the only way to do it, man. There's no other way to do it. You can't beat the market with some high-flying smart guy. It's all projections, and no one can predict the future. No one can, especially when they're charging you 100 basis points. You just can't do it. So stop this incessant. I got to beat the market. Who gives a rat's butt? Wow, you're up to. I mean, I've always said this at the end of the day. Let's say in 2008, you're only down 35%. Well, the market was down 37%. Are you freaking, I'm ringing the bell, I beat the market. Who gives a crap, man? Stop trying to beat the market. Just go, why waste all the time? Buy the index fund, keep your fees low, watch your taxes, and be done with it. All right, we'll see you.